This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about some football. I told y'all yesterday, OTAs is officially back, and I will go over some things I peep with my eyes. Also, we got to talk about Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, I know he played for the Dolphins, but he's sending some mid-sit news. And lastly, Sidney Brown. I seen some. I'm telling you, I seen something. I think he's starting as of right now. But let's get straight into it. All right, man. Before we hop straight into the topics, shout out to Cam Williams. So another guy, another rookie, officially signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a guy that got a lot of upside. This is a future guy. We know he can't start guard or tackle right now with Lane Johnson, with Jordan Malata, but with Lane Johnson getting a bit older, you can see a guy like Cam Williams in the future competing for that spot. But a lot of people thought he should have stayed the extra year in college. But to me, he's going to get the best experience in Philadelphia. And hell, who's a better teacher than Jeff Stoutland? So Cam Williams officially signed. I believe we waiting for Andrew McCuba and Jahai Campbell. Those are the last two guys we are waiting for. Another quick hit that's super unrelated to the Philadelphia Eagles. I want to talk about Haason Reddick. Haason Reddick got a special place in my heart. One of the things I felt bad when I looked at the Super Bowl and rewatched it and celebrated, I'm like, man, it always felt like Hassan Reddick should have had one. And hell, he was cheated out of one because of the field was slippery at the time. We couldn't get to the passer and Patrick Mahomes because of that field. And he ended up leaving. Josh Sweat ended up staying. And you know what happened 2 years later? We got our revenge, and hell, we beat the shit out of Patrick Mahomes. Like, we got a lot of sacks on Patrick Mahomes, a lot of QB hits. So you see what we did on a non-slippery field. And I always felt bad, like, dang, Hassan Reddick would have turned this defense up for sure. Just going to get the quarterback. He would have turned this thing up. He definitely would have. Think about this. Bryce Huff has a ring and didn't do nothing. That's the guy. He was supposed to come in and replace Hassan Reddick, who technically did nothing for the Jets, but we know he had a special place in Philly. Bryce Huff got a ring and Hassan Reddick don't. The reason why I mentioned Hassan Reddick, it seemed like Howie Roseman was right. No, he's with the Buccaneers. I get it. OTAs is technically voluntary, but you're going to a new team that signed you for a year and 14 million. You're not showing up to OTAs, especially having that stigma with the Jets. This is just a bad look. And I got love for Hassan Reddick, but this is a bad look, man. It's a bad look. But enough of the Hassan Reddick talk. Let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. And Eagles football is officially back. They dropped this trailer about 30 plus seconds. Because I was going to say, man, Eagles ain't give us nothing. But they gave us a little 30-second clip. And I was like, man, I'm just hyped, dissecting, seeing what people saying on Twitter. And then shout out to Anthony DeBona. He always pick up on the things. And you see there's a rep at a certain point where it's Reed Blankenship and Cooper DeJean, which is cool. Sidney Brown was the guy that came right after Reed Blankenship. So that lets you know, as of right now, it is Reed Blankenship and Sidney Brown. So I get it. Andrew McCuba, the hot rookie, the hot toy, or the new toy, whatever you want to say. But I think Andrew McCuba, if he want that spot, he got to go out there and get it. But I'm telling you, Sidney Brown going to make that jump hard to get. He's going to make it very difficult to get. I'm telling you, Sidney Brown, go back and watch the tape. Y'all keep calling this all this other stuff, or he's just a special teams ace. Really go back and watch the games he played. He was good. He was good. I think it's a more out of sight, out of mind thing once he tore his ACL. Because you got to remember, he was the rookie, even going into the rookie year. And you seen like, yo, he got promise. And then he played in a meaningless game against the Giants and tore his ACL. Now we saw CJ Gardner-Johnson back. Now Sidney Brown is somewhat forgotten about. He comes back mid-season. But him coming back, he still did a decent job when he subbed in and when he was on special teams. He even got like a forced fumble on special teams, caught a pick in the Giants game. So he could play. He could definitely play. I'm telling you, Andrew McCoop and that Sidney Brown battle is going to be an interesting battle to watch. So I like it. I love it. I definitely love the competitiveness. I know I talked about the linebacker room a bit. I also talked about the Keely Ringos and stuff like that. But that that safety room, I feel bad for the guys in preseason, like those second, third stringers or hell undrafted guys that's not going to make the team. Because Andrew McCuba and Sidney Brown, they are battling for a spot. While we don't hit as much in like training camp and stuff like that, there are going to be some hard hits in the preseason game coming from Andrew McCuba and Sidney Brown. It's gonna be a lot of crash out hits because those guys want that spot. We know Reed Blankenship got his spot, but those guys want that starting spot. Andrew McCuba could be the hot rookie starting, and then Sidney Brown, who got some years under his belt, like, hey man, this is my spot. So it's gonna be an interesting battle. Very interesting battle. But I want to talk about a guy that can actually make the cornerback battle interesting. Well, Jalen Ramsey. So Jalen Ramsey yesterday, as of yesterday, he tweeted out five dot 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 dot. He go out. He just tweeted out five dot 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 dot. What that mean? Yesterday was 5 days away from June 1st. Why do June 1st mean so much in the NFL? Because a team could save cap space. The Dolphins can, could alleviate that salary. Hell, they probably could take some of the salary if they decide to trade him somewhere else. Well, hell, Ramsey knows something like, yo, trade is going to be officially announced. Now, while there haven't been any like official, I would say, a lot of people saying official, what statements or anything out there. We know Howie Roseman got his ear to the streets, quote unquote. He's listening to what's going on. I'm hearing that. Well, I've seen Dolphins reporters. People say it's fake. I don't know. But there's Dolphins reporters out there, like the Eagles are in the midst calling about Jalen Ramsey. A lot of people saying, like, how can this be if him and Vic Fangio didn't get along? Well, a good player and a good coach, or a great player and a great coach, they could figure that out. Ramsey can suck up his pride and be like, you know what? This guy just won the Super Bowl. Maybe I was doing something wrong in Miami. But Fangio could be like, hey, I'll take you in, man. I'll take you in. You make the team better. Just let the past be the past. I think those things can happen if it happens. No, if it happens, Ramsey could have just been being funny, playing into the rumors. Maybe he not going anywhere, but that five dot 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 dot, all hints at 5 days away. I am out of Miami, so we will see. Eagles, we will be watching y'all. We gotta make the move, and it's nothing against Keely Ringo. It's more of a competition thing because you bring in real competition for Sidney Brown. You brung in basically competition for N'Kobe Dean by drafting Jahad Campbell. It's like literally competition everywhere on the defensive side of the ball besides the Keely Ringo spot. Unless, I'm not in training camp, I'm not in the locker room, not seeing what the coaches are saying to Keely Ringo. I'm not seeing what they're seeing. I've seen flashes. But to say this guy is ready to play and we trying to repeat. That's not a rebuild year. We trying to repeat. You saying he's the guy, I gotta trust Vic Fangio. Because remember when Vic Fangio brought in Zach Bond, I'm like, why is Zach Bond starting over Devin White? Why is Zach Bond beating out N'Kobe Dean? Like, what is going on with the Zach Bond guy? Like, come on, man. He was a special teams guy. I get it. He was decent at special teams with the Saints, but come on, stop this malarkey. And then next thing you know, Zach Bond is all pro. Now, if that happened with Keely Ringo, I'm quiet. I'm quiet. Maybe they see some. I don't know. But what I do know is that's all I got for you guys today. And hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel? Eagles football is back. Cameron Williams officially signed. The Jalen Ramsey thing, Sidney Brown thing. Will Andrew McCuba beat him out? But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.